Hi guys, it's me Erica and welcome back for the second part of the funny/embarrassing con stories that I've experienced at conventions. If you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and click up below, why do I keep saying below? Click up above for the card notification or card for the link to the previous video if you haven't watched the first one. If you've watched the first one, hi, welcome back. But yeah, let us get to the stories. So again, all these stories happened at Fanime and after and beyond. So the first story is actually a very funny story and it kind of culminates into like 7+ years to be honest. And it's actually a story of a friendship that I've made at Fanime that has lasted until college and even until now. And it's just a very funny thing to like experience. So this story explains my friendship with the friendship that I actually accumulated with my friend David, who I don't know if he's been on this channel before, like probably in a clip of like my adventure videos, but actually me and David are like work together in a Japanese culture club. We were co-presidents before, now we're just officers together. Well, I'm president, he's treasurer, but we work together. And how I made friends with him is actually very funny, and it's a story that we always tell people when they join our club. Like, but yeah, me and David have made friends with an anime convention. But let me get to the story. So when it was Fanime 2011, Haruhi Suzumiya was a really big anime at the time. Everyone was still cosplaying the anime, and my friend, but now we're not really friends as much anymore because of issues, she dressed up as Haruhi. And she had met this guy at the convention center and they eventually started dating, and this guy was my friend David. So I was just like, you met this guy at Fanime at this convention and you started dating him. What? So I was trying to be open to the idea of my friend dating this person or dating David, and I tried to, and then I actually met him and he was annoying and he would do those stupid guy things and try to plank everywhere because planking was still a thing. I just didn't want to be near him because he was just like, he was trying to grab attention from anywhere he could when I was like in the 8th grade, and I just did not like that aspect of it. And they kept dating for like 2+ years, and even past that point I didn't like him because when we would be at conventions, of course, when I was hanging out with my friend, he would be there trying to talk to me, and like outright hated him. Like I would not like acknowledge him. I don't know why I did that, because I mean, why was I being as petty AF about this thing? But I think it was just because I found David very annoying at that moment. And occasionally, I mean, once they broke up and then he started growing up and hitting puberty and actually being less annoying, he eventually became bearable to the point where we are today. Because it's funny, because then I used to hate him when I was in the 8th grade, then probably the 9th grade he still hated him because he was really annoying and trying to be, you know how guys try to be cool because they're trying to be like noticed for doing stupid things. Like I just didn't like that because I'm a very like, I don't like being like noticed by, at least I don't want to be noticed for doing something like stupid and wrong. So I just didn't like that aspect. And then when they broke up in the 10th grade, he started being okay-ish because he would start talking to like me and Nancy just regularly after my friend broke up with him. And then from the 11th grade he was okay, 12th grade he was okay. Come freshman year of college, we ended up going to the same college together, which I didn't even know. And he was like a member of Japanese Culture Club, and I wanted to join that club because I heard good stuff about it, and then eventually became an officer of that club. And then from that moment we started becoming good friends to the point that we're like, I invited him to my house and we just did jokes and like do stuff for each other now. And that, I don't know, it's just a weird story. And it's very funny how we used to start and now we're here because he went to a Christmas party for officers at my house, and I would have never thought that would happen when I was, if you were talking to 8th grade Erica about a guy that they met at a convention. So the second funny convention story actually just happened recently, and this happened recently because it happened in the 2017, anime 2017, and it had to do with me and X4. So a little bit about, I really love Yuya Masashida, and he came in Fanime 2011, and I did all of his things. I went to his Q&A, I went to his autograph, I went to the concert, and if I had the chance to, I would have gone to a second autograph signing. And I never expected that he would actually come back to the US, and he came back with X4, his new band that he recently like formed with his, like, you know, with other individuals, and I was super excited. I was ecstatic. I was like, I'm gonna go to everything again, and I just fell in love again. And to preface to my story that's coming up, I had taken Japanese for a whole year because I had taken it from the start of fall 2017 and went into the end of spring 2017, or not fall 2017. From fall 2016 to fall 2017, I was taking beginning Japanese classes with my teacher, and my teacher had told me in order to keep your Japanese, you have to be using it. So if you want to use it anytime you can. So of course, with Fanme coming up, I was like, yes, I'm gonna use my Japanese to say, like, you know, small things to them, because I don't think they have time to like listen to my whole life story about myself and then about them, because of course they're signing autographs and doing all that stuff. So I had like planned like konnichiwa, o genki desu ka, and like ongaku wo daisuki desu, which is like, hello, how are you? I like your music, or I love your music. Just to say to them while I was saying stuff to, like, you know, when they're signing stuff. So I think I even have a clip of me waiting in line for their X4 signing. And I was like super excited that I even asked my friend Allison to just buy the CD for me, because they had like, I didn't have a CD because I didn't order one in time for the signing, but they were selling some stuff. So all these DVDs are like laid out, and I told Allison to get it to me. Of course, I gave her the money, and then she's like, Erica, they're like really hot. I was like, I know, and then I'm getting like super nervous. And we are about the 10, 11, and 13 people in line. I just bought the CD because to kind of like bypass people buying CDs instead of the autograph. And then I get to the table, ready to say my Japanese to them, and then I panicked because I remember it was like, I think it was Shota, Kodai, Yuya, T-Max, and Jukia. Because I remember it was Jukia at the end. It was for their, it's like the format they did for the Crossmate album, I believe, but I think that's how it was set up. I just remember Yuya was in the middle and Jukia was the last one. So I get to Shota and I'm just like, Erica, say it. He said hello, and then I just smiled and nodded. Like, I was like, Erica, what are you doing? Just say hello. Hello, how are you? And I like your music. Why is it not coming out? Why isn't it? So of course he signed in, and I was like, I didn't even say thank you. And I'm just like smiling and nodding. I was like, what is happening? So I had another chance to do it on Kodan before Yuya. Didn't happen. Get to Yuya, and he actually like says few words than him, like, hello, thanks you for supporting us, and like stuff like that. Still smiled and nodded. What the heck was I thinking? Because I just lost all the Japanese I knew and forgot to speak Japanese to X4 when it actually mattered. I could do it for an exam, I could do it for a recording, couldn't do it in real life to save the life for me to like impress some cute Japanese boys. And I'm just like, oh my god, I like freaked out. And then could have saved myself by trying to do it on T-Max and Jukia. Didn't happen. Didn't happen until I left, and then I realized man, I forgot to speak Japanese to the people that actually mattered to me. I can't believe it. And it was just sick in my heart because I had made a friend named Adrian at the convention, and he really liked X4 too. He actually on occasion ran into them a lot, and I was like, why didn't I have the flow, like luck that I had almost 10 years ago on like X4. Could have happened, didn't happen. But then he was telling me how like he talked to them in Japanese, and they were really happy to talk to him in Japanese because they thought that not that many foreigners would know like Japanese as opposed to English, you know. And I was like, when he was like telling me that, I was like, see, Erica, you could have had your chance. You could have impressed some cute Japanese boys, but you didn't. I can't believe yourself. Why? So when I came after Fanime was finished, I came back to Japanese class because we run in a quarter system instead of a semester, and if you run in a semester, Fanime would have been like mostly your last day of class. But since I run in a quarter, my last day of class was like June 10th. So I was back in Japanese class, and David actually takes Japanese class with me, so it kind of combines together on these two stories, and we are always partners in Japanese like exercises. And I was telling him, because he was also at Fanime, but he wasn't there as often as me, so I was like, no, David, I forgot how to speak Japanese. And forewarning, also David's a really big fan of Yuya too, because we watched the concert like 9 years ago together when Yuya first came, which is, see how long our history, me and David's history was. But anyways, I told him like, you know, I forgot to speak Japanese when it actually mattered. And then he started laughing at me, and he's like, oh my god, Erica, how could you? I was like, I don't know, I just forgot. And I was about to tell my Japanese professor about it, and I was like, no, I don't want to I want to save her the shame that I couldn't speak to Japanese boys. I even told myself, and I told David, I'm like, I failed Hoke Sensei. I failed her. I can't believe it. I can't believe. So yeah, that is the time that I almost forgot how to speak Japanese, and I've embarrassed myself. It wasn't embarrassing to them. It was personally embarrassing to me. How I forgot to say anything. I would never tell that story to everyone. They're always like, oh my god, they start laughing because they're like, you were so starstruck that you forgot how to speak. And I was like, yeah, I know. So yeah, those are my embarrassing convention stories that I've experienced in my past 10 years of going to conventions. Hopefully you found them funny. I found them very funny or embarrassing. You can laugh at my pain if you want to. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching my pain and suffering through this video and the previous video. But yes, that last video for 12 days is coming tomorrow, so I hope you've enjoyed that. And yeah, with that, thank you so much, you guys. What was that dance? Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video, and see you tomorrow for the next one. Bye!